Denny. Hey everybody, Josh Denny here, calling in from Phoenix, Arizona. On behalf of the Malots, they have some technical challenges in Australia, so they asked me to fill in via the phone. So I'm just trying to give you some good content right now and say congratulations on your decision to partner with Seacret, and specifically working with John and Tiffany Malott, two of, I believe, the profession's best anywhere. And of course, Seacret is proud to be working with these amazing individuals and partnered with them here in Seacret. They're true pioneers in helping to really build the Seacret brand, build Seacret into the direct market. They are the first people to hit the crown position in the entire company, first people to the $1 million ring. And so you're working with an absolute stellar leadership group. And I have the privilege of just sharing a few things that have helped me in my career. For those of you I have not yet met, my name's Josh Denny. I make my home here in Phoenix, Arizona now with my daughters, Michelle's 13, Joy and Jocelyn running around here. She got a little, I don't know, what are those butterfly wings you got going on there? Anyway, I'm enjoying working from home. Seacret is full-time what my wife and I do. We enjoy every second of it. I've got a career now spanning almost 20 years. Actually, I say almost, but I've been saying almost for the last couple of years. But it is now 20 years. Surprisingly, how time flies. I know I don't look it. At least I hope I don't. But and I've learned a lot in this time of understanding how this process works and how you can become successful. One of the things I've learned most is, this business model is not a lottery ticket, which is good news. And unfortunately, a lot of people get involved and they think, I hope, I pray, I can be lucky. If I find the right person, or if I just get lucky, I can make money in this secret business. But the good news is for you, it's not that. It's a very systematic approach. And if you're consistent, you can become as successful as you want to be. Whatever success is for you, whatever you desire, wherever you enrolled into Seacret to help you accomplish goals, I'd imagine that's what it is, right? You want to have a particular level of freedom financially, a typical, perhaps the ability to travel more, the ability to not have to be under someone else's thumb and deal with debt and deal with obligation. You want to live life on your own terms, or take care of a spouse, take care of a parent, take care of a child or children. I don't know what it is that you personally enrolled for, but what I do know is there's a systematic approach to help you accomplish your goals, your dreams, and the aspirations you have for your life, using Seacret as a vehicle to get there. And I'm confident about it. I've had the privilege of earning millions and millions of dollars in this profession. I don't say that because I want to pat myself on the back. I don't need that. Believe me, I'm comfortable with who I am. I say that really to give more gravity to what I'm sharing with you, because not only have I been able to achieve that type of success, I've seen a lot of other people, and I'd like to say I've contributed in some way to their success as well, and to the hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars in annual income that they've been able to achieve by simply sharing the things I learned from my mentors, the things I learned from the people that I respect and admire and have come to know over the years as true professionals. And so I'm not going to go into all the details. You have that throughout the week. You have your vision casts on Mondays, and most of you are on the vision cast just last night. Most of you are plugged in to the Seacret Facebook groups and plugged into the training mechanisms that we have. I'm sure you're all showing up at the Ignite conference coming up here in September. I just want to share a few things that I know can help you achieve success. One thing is your calendar. Now, I'd imagine you have a calendar. If you don't, make sure you get one. If you're like me, I came from the employee space. I grew up in a family that was employees. That my grandparents were teachers. My stepfather's a teacher. My mother is she was an employee at a market research company. And although she did well, she was in sales towards the latter part of my childhood. And my early days, she worked 3 jobs to put food on the table. We grew up in a lower economic area of town, so a lot of people around us didn't really understand finance or understand money. And when I heard about business, it was very different. It's a very different way of thinking from what we're trained growing up. I mean, if you probably look back in your childhood, you're probably taught the same thing I was taught, which is to be successful, you got to go to school. You got to get good grades, and go to college, and hopefully graduate with a good degree and go out there and get a job and work really hard for that job. And hopefully it's a good job. And if you have that good job with that good degree, you can kind of work your way up the corporate ladder, so to speak, and live the American dream. And again, if you're like most people who actually followed that path, you've realized that's not really the way to financial independence. And yes, you can carve out a good lifestyle, but today, because of the change in economy, because of the change in consumption habits, because of the change in technology and the way things are moving, it's displaced a lot of the old way of doing things. And you're coming to the realization that that's not the way to financial independence. That's not the way to true success in America, Canada, Mexico, or wherever it is you live in the world. There's a different way to do it. And that different way of thinking was very, I don't know how to put it except for challenging to the way I grew up. So when I heard these concepts for the first time, I kind of rejected them. I had a hard time accepting the truth of them and implementing them in my life. It was a very difficult thing for me to do. So first is realizing that, that's my daughter's girls, shh, love you. Again, it's a home business. I'm from home, and I know I actually heard this a while back. People were all upset. I thought this would be professional. Look, it's as professional as it gets, okay? I don't plan on being in an office. I don't want to be away from my kids, and if you don't want that either, I suspect that's why you're enrolled. Well, then you're going to be operating your business from home with your family all over the place, and that's a good thing. I'm not leaving my kids. They grow up one time. You know, I do these webinars, I do these types of trainings, and I pop off. I'm with my family. I'm with my kids. I do some conference calls. I do the system. I follow it. But I live my life with my family. And if that's what you want, that's what you can get here with Seacret. But it's understanding that mindset, understanding that it's an entrepreneur business. It's something very different than being an employee. Very, very different. So you got to understand that. And as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, number one, we got to keep a calendar. We got to manage our time. One of the biggest challenges in operating a business for the first time is, you know, we're used to, again, if you're like me coming from the employee sector, you're used to having people say, look, show up at this time, show up at that time. You know, here's how much you're going to make for this job or this particular activity or this slot of time. And so that was hard for me to get used to, that I had to manage my time, that I had to fill in my calendar, that I had to be the one doing these things, that no one was going to do it for me. And moreover, there wasn't going to be anyone holding a gun to my head, you know, making me do it or threatening to fire me if I didn't, you know, fill in my calendar. It was just kind of whatever. And that freedom for me, it got me excited. It got me to quit my job. I was like, man, I don't have anyone telling me what to do anymore. I don't have a boss. And again, if you're like me, that was exciting. I don't want someone telling me what to do. I don't like that kind of authority. You know, I want to be the one to set my schedule, set my hours, dictate how much money I can or cannot make, or that type of thing. Again, if you're like that, that's great. But understand there's a huge responsibility with that. I find a lot of people who are full-time, quote unquote, with their secret business are just unemployed. You know, you got to employ yourself. So get a calendar. And on that calendar, there's only 4 numbers that matter. 4 numbers at the end of the day that you got to look at, and 4 numbers that will determine whether you're going to succeed or not succeed over a course of a period of time. First number is how many people are you actually talking to about your secret business? How many people have you got in front of and shared the opportunity, demoed the products, you know, invited to some kind of event, whether it's a wow party or a local business overview or regional or the conference coming up in September? How many people have you actually done that with? It's an important number. You know, how many people have you gone through this process? You promoted the events to, you've told the stories, you've demoed the products, you've shared the secret story that you asked for referrals. You know, who do you know? Who's your best friend? How many times a day have you done that? That's what's important. You got to put that number on the day of the week in the calendar. You know, again, depending on how much time you've allocated your secret business, you fill in that calendar with that time that you can work your business, provided, you know, you have another career, you have a job, you have another business, whatever it is you got going on, you have time you can allocate your secret business. In that time, you've got to be getting in front of people. So at the end of the day, you can write a number down on your calendar. How many people have I talked to today? Second thing, the second number that matters is how many people actually became customers or became members, or agents of the business. There's a number. The third number is how many people have you helped your team recruit? Now, if you're in the beginning, that number is going to be 0 because you don't have a team, because just you right now. That's okay. Eventually you will have a team if you're going through those first 2 numbers. Okay, you're talking to people about the business and you're getting recruits. You'll eventually have a team. As you have a team, you're going to be talking to people through that. How many people did you help recruit? Through your team. So if I'm on your team, for example, and I just got started and you helped me book an event with Leonore, okay, you helped me talk with her. You helped me. Maybe you did the wow party, or maybe you did the demonstration, or maybe you're over the phone on the 3-way call and she decided to get started. That counts for you. It counts for me too, but it also counts for you. And very important number, okay? Again, the first number is just how many people you're talking to, period. That number is going to be a combination of your team, you, whoever, it doesn't matter. The next number is how many people you've personally recruited. The next number is how many you've helped your team recruit. The fourth number, which is just as important as the other ones, is of all of that, how many people did you get to commit to the next major event, like Ignite, September 17th? How many people did you get to commit, meaning did they register their hotel room? Did they register for a ticket? That's important to know. Those numbers are all that matters in your business right now. You're going to learn the comp plan. You're going to learn all that extra stuff in time. Don't worry about it right now. It's not vital. Okay, what's vital is those numbers. So at the end of the week, you can look back and see how many people did you actually go to for the week. And if it's all zeros, well, you got a problem, right? That means you got to learn how to get in front of new people. That's something you can work on. That's a skill. The good news is that's something you can learn to do. That's a skill you can learn to do. Of course, there's classes for that. There's books on that. There's audios on that. There's all the good stuff on that. I'm not going to go through it today on this webinar. We don't have a lot of time. But that's, if you're getting all numbers, it's all zeros, well then, hey, that's something you got to learn to do. If you're getting numbers and no results, okay, maybe it's you're saying something not right, or you're doing something too much, or you're doing not enough, whatever it is. And you can learn that too. You can learn what, what do you say? How do you say it better? But in the beginning, don't worry about that. Just go do it. We get so caught up in, what are they going to think? Am I doing it right? Am I going to say it wrong? Am I going to say it? Yes, you are. Believe me, if you're going to be successful, you're going to do it wrong. You're going to do it wrong a lot. God bless you. I did it wrong and did it wrong and did it wrong and did it wrong and kept doing it wrong until I started to get better. And I love how Jim Rohn says it. Who can get better? Anybody. Anybody can get better. That's including you. That's including me. Thank God we can get better. So how do we get better? By doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. And again, you got to look at that accountability. Look at that calendar at the end of the week. How many people did I actually work this week? It's not about ordering your secret products. That's a given. It's not about registering yourself for the conference. That's a given. It's about what are we doing to build our secret business? What are we doing to get our brand, our secret brand, and our identity in the minds of the men and the women that we're connected with? That's it. That's our job. That's what we get paid for, is the marketing. The marketing is us getting the word out to those people somehow, some way. Okay, so those numbers are very, very important. That's it. That's what I look at every day. If I have zeros at the end of the day, all right, I got to get better tomorrow. If I have zeros at the end of the week, all right, I got to get better. If I get zeros at the end of the month, I'm just not working. Let's just not kid ourselves, okay? I'm not doing what it takes, because there's got to be something better than a zero. There's got to be. And if I'm having a hard time with it, at least I can go to someone competent, like a John Malott, like a Tiffany Malott, like the leadership that maybe you have in between those people, and say, listen, here's my numbers. Here's the human beings I've actually talked to. I'm doing something wrong. I got no results. And a competent leader like Tiffany or John can look at it and say, all right, yeah, you know what? What are you saying to these people? Oh, yeah, well, I would probably subtract this, add that. Okay, or maybe, hey, you're doing it okay. It's just the math. Maybe these are the wrong people, but you're doing it right. Keep going, okay? That's important, to have that real feedback so you can bring it to a competent leader that can share with you what you're doing. That's what I had to do, my friends. I mean, look, there's no born success stories. There's no born leaders. They're developed. They're cultivated. They work on themselves and work on themselves until it's like a block of marble. A sculptor's got to chip away all the things that aren't what the sculpture should be. And and the only way to do it is by going through the numbers, talking to the people, getting out there and doing it. And while you're doing it, you're chipping it away until you finally are the perfect, or you'll never be perfect, but the better self of you, the person that will attract the leadership, attract the people that are going to help you build a massive enterprise. Yes, my love. I love you too, sweetheart. I'll be done in a little bit, okay? In any event, I just wanted to hop on here, share about 15 minutes of some content with you. I know that you have within you the ability to achieve massive success. You know what? You showed up today. Here you are. You logged on. You're saying, hey, here I am. I'm willing. Okay, that's great. Congratulations. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to meet you in person at the Ignite conference. But now it's about doing the thing. Show up on your vision calls every week. Okay, do it. Whatever John and Tiffany have that are doing, be a part of it. Your leadership in between them, be a part of it. Be consistent. But the most important thing is look at that number at the end of the day. You know, did you affect that number? And what's my number? You know, those 4 numbers. How many people did I talk to today? How many people did I personally recruit? How many did I recruit through my organization? And how many people did I register for the conference? I promise you, if you manage that and you work on the skill set to help you improve those numbers, the success you'll achieve will be tremendous. And remember, this is a 3 to 5 year deal. Any business is. Quit, you know, I don't know, I'm probably preaching to the choir. You probably already know this. But stop thinking this is a job, an employee situation where I trade a unit of time for a unit of money. This is a business, and it starts off low, and boom, it shoots up to the moon. But in this time period, you're doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it every single day, and it doesn't seem to make a big difference when you do it then. But that activity, compounded over a period of time, makes all the difference in the world between success and failure. And I know you have it within you to be successful. I know it. I have no doubt in my mind. You wouldn't have logged on here today. You just wouldn't be on this webinar. But you're here, and you're here for a reason. So go make it happen. Go out there, get this information in front of people. Know that you're going to be bad before you get good, and that's okay. And just be honest with it. You know, when you're out there talking to people, look, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm brand new. All I know is I'm going to the top. All I know is look at these products. They're amazing. Check them out. All I know is, and tell the stories, the success stories, and people that are doing well. Tell them. Promote the events. Get out of the way and let the system work for you. Your job, my job, is just to get the information in front of people and do it over and over and over again. And you'll see the success happen. Have faith. Realize it's a 3 to 5 year process to get to where you probably want to be. And you have to at least give it 1 solid year. You know, set your goal at least 2 people a day. I need to talk to 2 people a day. That's my daily method of operation. I use the products twice a day. I demo the product. I use the products twice a day. I demo the products and tell the story twice a day. The 2 different new people, okay? I connect with the community, and I work on personal development. I work harder on me than I do in my business. And what's that look like? I read the books. I listen to the tapes. I work on my brain. I work on my thinking to transition myself from the employee mindset to the business mindset. And that's how you're going to be able to achieve the success that you're looking for. In any event, it's an honor to spend this time with you. I apologize on behalf of John and Tiffany for their technical difficulties. They will be joining you next week right here on the same link or whatever link that you typically access them. So make sure you plug in. And with that, guys, it's an honor. This will be up for replay. All you have to do is click on the same link once we terminate the broadcast here in about 20 seconds. And for those people that you want to share this with others, you want to get this information out there, please do it. Tag me on Facebook. Message me there. Be happy to be of service to you in any capacity. Also, I'm on Periscope. I know John and Tiffany are on Periscope. We do these things. I'll be doing consistent webinars like this consistently. And I bring people into the real-time type presentation so you can kind of follow it and comment live right there on the stream. Any event, God bless. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Talk to you soon.